all you magical people. Welcome to Tarot Personalities. I'm Karina, the creator of this system. On this channel, we read the tarot a little bit differently than on most, in that we don't read for astrological signs. We read for the collectives who are actively working on developing one of the energies of the 4 different suits within their personality. So if you have no clue what I'm talking about because you don't know anything about the tarot, or you're generally just confused because I kind of created this system as a Myers-Briggs meets astrology meets, the game of life. I see everything as a video game. Then check out more about this framework, which I've linked down below, because there's more content on this channel coming around what we're doing here, because I do offer personal assessments to help you understand your place on this map and on this journey. So because this is the very first video on this channel, we're going to be reading for the general collective for everyone who's watching today as we get started. And straight up, we have the King of Pentacles. Isn't that lovely? So the King of Pentacles in my framework is all about being able to actively deploy your resources in a way that's going to better your stability and your security. It's going to protect and it's going to provide for you going forward. And maybe this is just simple what this system is going to be doing. It's going to help you provide for yourself, stabilize your own life in a set path, and understand how you're moving so you know what actions to take moving forward as you head outward in the world. So I hope that resonates with someone. Actually, while I was flipping through the deck, while I was shuffling to get started, the King of Wands came out, the Ace of Wands. Actually, while I was shuffling through the deck, getting started, the Ace of Wands came out. And interestingly enough, actually, the World card, as I had just looked down at my cards, the World card had actually popped over and been out. And then as I was just shuffling through, I was like, let me just shuffle with it inside out. The World came out, which is interesting. So this means that it's the end of a cycle, right? So whatever cycle you've been on, if you've been stuck, if you've been looking for answers, if you've been looking for where am I going to go, maybe this system is what's going to resonate with you. Maybe it'll help close out the cycle of any confusion you might have on the tarot system, because I'm trying to connect it to both history and to the future of where we're all going. And this is the start of a new cycle as well, right? It's constantly in cycle, actually. And so it's a whole new world that we're setting out on here together to get started with this journey. So let's look at what's coming up. We have the Hermit and we have the 10 of Cups. So the Hermit means that we're being introspective. We're looking inwards, that we have reached the end of the world. We have all of this knowledge of this starseed, and we're now bringing it to shine a light on others. I think that this is really resonating for me, of course, as I'm reading this, as this light of this system that I have now developed over the past 5 years. I'm now able to share it with everyone. And this is the start of that. This deck and I are so intertwined, by the way. Like, I'm going to get used to kind of saying it out loud for everyone. And over time, I've developed my own deck that I'm going to be printing out and sharing with everyone, that I'm so excited for. It's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. It still needs a little bit more work though. And I want to use that for the collective readings in the future, because this deck and I, as I see, like, this is very much a reading that I feel is about me within this system for all of you. I don't know how to separate those two, because this deck and I we are one and the same. It is an extension of myself. This is the Golden Art Nouveau deck, which I know a lot of tarot readers use. But this specific one and I can literally be shuffling and think about a card, and then that card is the one that will pop up. It is one of the things that has helped me really believe in the tarot, and really create this idea of everything that we want in the world can come true. We can manifest anything. So I think once we have this system right, we know that full abundance can be ours. The 10 of Cups is a happy home, happy family. Everything is fully divine. It's fully coming in for us. We feel complete, and our love can be extended into the rest of the world for those all around us. It's such a beautiful card. And I've really gotten to the point, I've been sitting on this framework for years now. And, I started developing it in 2001. And it was only in February I went through, it wasn't a hard breakup, but it was a breakup that, he was definitely one of my twin flames. He was the second or third twin flame I've ever had. And through that breakup, I really fell in love with myself. And I feel like I healed the divine masculine inside of myself as well. And from that, a few friends, I used this framework that I had to put together to make sense of all of it, because I felt like I had moved into my Queen of Cups, which is where you learn how to receive love and accept love within yourself and then get it from others. And everyone was like, all my friends that I had told this framework to, the Queen is the 9, the King is the 10. Once you've reached the 10 of a suit, then you're into your King energy, is how I see it. Check out the video again about the framework to understand what I'm talking about. But with this 10 of Cups, right, it's all about being able to give back. You now have so much love for yourself from the 9 of Cups that you're moving into this 10 of Cups where you can give the love back out to the world. And I think over the past month and a half now, I've really developed this framework into a place where I am so happy shining my light of this framework that I've been developing in secret for the past 5 years in order to start spilling it out to the collective and to the world. So I'm really grateful that you're here listening to this. While we went out, one card came out, which was the Magician. So we're able to make and manifest anything that we want within the world. And that is where you can become in this framework, right? That's where I'm getting to as making this whole thing. This is magic. We're magical people. And it's one of the major arcanas that you can actually become in the system. So once you've met all the suit cards of going through the different stages of life, and you've become either the king or the queen of every suit, you can reach a final destination. For some people, they want to live day by day, having fun, making magic throughout those days. And that's what this Magician is. And you might be one of those. An alternative is like an Empress or an Emperor. I personally want to become the Empress. So I want to reach at least the 9 in all of my suits, but I'm not there yet. So we'll see. Now, you do have a dominant in every single, sorry, that was a lot of cards that had popped out. And normally, if it flips over within the deck, I just keep going. And if it's more than 3 cards, then I don't read them either. So like this one just flipped over. I'm not going to look at it unless it seems like it resonates. These did. We have a Tower reversed. And we have the Sun. Now the Sun came out first to mean that this is a new day. And I think that this is a new day where we stop having chaotic changes and we start to stabilize. And maybe that's because we're finally honing what it is that we're looking at, right? We're finally understanding that life is ours to make as we want it. We can have a super abundant space to be living in. I'm going to get used to holding these cards up in the YouTube. And we're stable within ourselves because we've honed that power inside of ourselves. And therefore, we're no longer going to reach as many of these tower moments. We're stable. And so even if something does change, right, we know that this change is in order to bring about a better and brighter day. And that's going to come about very quickly. So I think at least that's kind of how the world works when we operate as the Fool, and we know that that's how the world works. This is trusting that everything in the universe is going to happen if we just follow the systems. We know that we can trust the systems. We know that we can trust the intuitive beings in the universe to bring us what we need in due time. This is the one rule that we have to follow. And this is very much the system, right? It's a new day where you can start out as the Fool, where you haven't started mastering any of these energies yet, if you are. But if you follow this system, you're going to lead to a happy place. So highly recommend getting an assessment and starting on the Tarot Personalities system. Let's get one final card here. Ooh, Judgment. Maybe this came out because as I was talking about getting your assessments, right? You can judge where you are on the map. The idea with the assessment, so I'm going to take this as a sign that I should tell you about these assessments and what we're talking about, which is that as you're developing one of your 4 suits, so you're developing your sword, your cup, your wand, or your pentacles energy, you're somewhere along. Each one of these is a path, and there are different steps to every path, and those steps are those stage cards. 2 through the 2 through the 10. And in order to see where you are on this, of course, we have we have different cycles in life and different things that happen in different parts in life, right? We're going to constantly be going through these different paths, but we have different characters that we're playing during this path. We have different characters that we're ultimately becoming, and you can judge where you are on this map through the system, and then we can start to follow it over time and understand when one thing happens, how does it make sense in the past and the future, as well as what can you do in the present to hone this and to become the best version of yourself. And I think that's kind of a beautiful way to end it from my own perspective. I really hope that in the future, I mean, this could also mean that you're judging me and the quality of this video, which you most likely are. If there are any changes, please let me know in the comments. There's probably going to be a plethora of them because this is my very first tarot reading video. I do not have a top level camera yet. Over time, these things will be developed. I'm excited to look back on this system 3 years from now and laugh at the quality of this. But yeah, looking at these cards, I want to finish out by saying that there's only one stage card in this entire grouping. This is absolutely incredible. How can I lift this up and show you it? The one stage card is literally the 10. They're all arcanas. Look at this. All of them. How incredible is that? Like, there's just so much energy of renewal and of ultimate mastery in this set, and stating that this is something so powerful. These are not energies that are happening. This is a being and a presence that's to demand some type of respect and authority. And yeah, I hope that all of the future readings, this is the one collective reading, so it doesn't surprise me either that almost nothing here is set on a specific suit except for the cups, right? And the Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. But even then, the King of Pentacles, you can't get to the king of something. You can't be the ultimate mastery of any element without having another element developed to such a good point, right? I think when we look at the King of Pentacles, we can see that he has a scepter, and that scepter is so similar to a wand for what he is. And something that I've been noticing a lot lately is that I don't think that you could particularly become the King of Pentacles without having a very strong Wands energy. You have to be able to create as your will desires to really get to this point where you've had, it's almost like an empire, right? Where you're really starting to get the resources to make a lot out of it. There's a lot that needs to be made to get those resources in the first place, which is why we have strong Wands energy here. But in any case, because this is such a collective reading, it doesn't surprise me that there aren't more suit cards. And every week I'm going to be reading for the collective of that certain energy for a 1 month period. And I hope that during that time we start to see more suit cards come out related to what we're filming, with what collective we're filming in that moment. We'll see how this develops together. Thank you for being here. If you have anything to say, a comment, please like this. Please subscribe if you're interested in hearing more about the framework. And as said, if you're interested in a personal reading from me through the assessment framework, where we see where on this journey you are, which is your weakest skill, where you can work on that weakest skill so that you can level up all of your other skills, I can guarantee it will change your life. And you can hear more in my other video, which I will link next, both about the framework and about my own journey during this system, which is the other level of what I'm going to be sharing on this, because I have been to hell and back. I have had this tower card one too many times. It's time for that to change. So I'm looking forward to this. Thank you, everyone. Have a magical day.